Hi, fourth graders. Good luck on your test today. I'm going to go ahead and read the reading passage to you, and I'm also going to read the questions. The good old days. So, Grandma, Jamal asked with a grin, how do you like sending emails? Smiling proudly, his grandmother told him, emailing is a piece of cake. Jamal nodded and said, would you like to learn some abbreviations to make the words shorter so you can type faster? Or maybe you could get a new phone and use it for emails. Shaking her head, Grandma said, emailing is already fast enough for me, Jamal. I still don't know how to take a photo with my phone. I realize these new phones do amazing and remarkable things. But it's just a treat for me to be able to call someone from wherever I am. You couldn't always do that, Jamal frowned. You had to be in a certain place to call people when you were growing up? Grandma patted his head and said, you have no idea, Jamal. Not only did you have to be next to the phone, but the phone could not be moved. And there was only one phone in our house. It was in the living room. We had our own phone, but we shared the phone line with 5 other families. It was called a party line. But it wasn't much of a party because Sheila, who lived across the street, hogged the phone every night. Jamal was momentarily speechless. How could 5 families share one phone line? He'd never get to call his friends. Since the phone was in the living room, what if people were watching TV? Did you have to ask them to turn down the sound all the time? Grandma smiled again and explained, well, at first the TV was only on a few hours each day. Everyone wanted to watch during those hours, so the sound wasn't a problem. Jamal admitted, I'm only allowed to watch TV for a few hours a day, too. She shook her head and said, no, the TV only showed programs for a few hours each day. My parents bought our first TV when I was 6, and we were the first on our street to have one. The neighbors came to our house to watch TV, even though the screen was only about 5 inches square. The most exciting show on TV was about a cowboy and a horse, and it was black and white with absolutely no special effects. The show would look quaint and unusual now. Jamal had another question. I guess you didn't have any computers back then, so how did you do your homework? We did it the hard way, with paper and pencils, Grandma answered. If you were really lucky, you had a typewriter. What's a typewriter? Jamal wanted to know. Grandma pointed at the computer. A typewriter is like a keyboard, but the first ones had no electricity. You pressed a key and it popped up and printed a letter on the paper. And if you made a mistake, you had to erase it and type the word again. If the paper looked too messy, you had to start typing all over again on a clean sheet of paper. Jamal thought for a minute before asking, Grandma, were those really the good old days? Laughing, she said, I think any day that you enjoy life is a good old day. Okay, the first set of questions. This question says, what is most likely the reason why Jamal is speechless when his grandmother tells him about phone party lines? Part B. Which sentence from the passage best supports your answer in part A? So make sure to answer this part and then go to part B, okay? What is most likely the reason why Grandma tells Jamal about the phones and TV from when she was young? Then this one, I want you to look at it. It says, remember to pick 2 answers. Which new information would the reader find out if the passage were written from Jamal's point of view? Pick 2. So this one's worth 2 points, okay? All right, good luck, you guys.